One of the hardest things for me to accept is that I get one priority at a time. As a recovering multitasker, workaholic, and perfectionist, I'm still tempted to try to do it all. But there's one thing I'm now certain of. More than the blanket of security that doing everything perfectly gives me, I want deep, abiding connections with God, my husband, and my kids. And I define this priority as peace in my home and family. And everything needs to flow from that. So knowing my priority helps me to develop the routines that govern our daily lives. I don't try to do everything. There are a lot of things that I want to do that I simply say no to in this phase of life. Today I'm going to talk about establishing predictable routines to simplify life and order it around what really matters. So I started by acknowledging my priority, and I intentionally have only one. Gary Keller, author of The One Thing, tells us to be precise. The word is priority, not priorities. And it originated in the 14th century from the Latin prior, meaning first. If something mattered the most, it was a priority. Then, knowing my priority, I asked myself, what needs to happen every day in service to that? From there, I built my routines. The advantage of routines is they give us order and predictability. They conserve our mental energy by reducing the need to make the same decision over and over and over again. For instance, I run a load of laundry every evening. I don't question if I will or won't run it. There's no evaluating if we have enough underwear to make it to the weekend, or glancing at a growing pile every day wondering when I'll finally get around to it. By doing a load every day, I release my mind from that kind of mental clutter, and I always have clean clothes. For me, I found it necessary to establish daily, weekly, and monthly routines. So every day, I do the dishes, which means unloading the dishwasher in the morning and then loading it and starting it at the end of the night. I wash and put away laundry, I spot clean the floors, I tidy the house, I cook meals, and seasonally I water the garden. There are other things I could do, such as making the bed or cleaning my toilets, but I found those things don't serve my underlying priority enough to warrant the time spent. I have weekly and monthly routines as well, which I'm still refining, so that's a future video. Once I knew the things that needed to happen routinely, I had to decide where to integrate them into my days. I've been hugely influenced by James Clear's Atomic Habits, which warrants its own video. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested. The biggest takeaway for me was his use of cues and habit stacking. For instance, if I'm already in the habit of starting coffee first thing in the morning, then I can use the completion of that task as my cue to unload the dishwasher. This way I'm more likely to follow through on the new habit. I'm also setting myself up for a good dishes day because I'll have an empty dishwasher ready to be loaded throughout the day, making the task of loading and starting it at night much more simple. Personally, I find it easier to maintain daily routines than weekly and monthlies. But because I have my central priority, I can always go back to that when I'm tempted to throw out weekly food prep for a night of vegging out on the couch. The rest is important too, and it's part of my weekly routine. Before I became a parent, I allowed myself to be ruled by a cultural message that I shouldn't have to do laundry or cook or clean or essentially care for the blessings in my life. So I would put them off and avoid them. allowing those responsibilities to then hang over my head. I didn't appreciate these tasks as the natural cultivating of my life's gifts. That being said, I don't think our responsibilities have to be overwhelming or all-consuming. Simplifying our homes, slowing our lives, and breaking responsibilities down into routines provide much-needed balance between work and rest. Thanks for watching this week. Until next time.